What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson alongside my brother Alex Fleming, Florida Summer Review, Fantasy and Flavors, Buck Report contributor. And Alex and I have been talking since the schedule got dropped over the last, 2-3 days. And we figured we would give y'all what I'm calling a way too early bird prediction of what we think is going to happen within the respective divisions in the NFL. So over the next 7-8 days, we are going to give y'all just a little insight into how Alex and I are feeling. As you can see behind me, we're going to start with the NFC West, particularly because, the San Francisco 49ers were the team who represented the NFC, went to the Super Bowl, unfortunately lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I want to get Alex's thoughts on this team before we dive into the division. Of course, my brother, how are you? What's going on? What's shaking, man?
I got too much alcohol in the crib. I'm definitely ready for the weekend. Sore, been working, need to start networking. You know what I got to do. This is a busy week for me.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, I'm alive and well.
Awesome. So let me get your thoughts on the West, brother. Let's start with San Francisco. And of course, looking at their schedule, they start off with a divisional opponent in the Arizona Cardinals. Honestly, the first 3 games, I'm not going to call them gimme games, but the way San Francisco, with the exception of the Super Bowl finished, the first 3 against Arizona, the Jets, and the Giants, for me, feel like the 49ers are going to start off the season 3-0.
I'm not disagreeing, but there might be a bump in the road. Everybody's circling that San Francisco, Arizona as a W. I'm not.
Okay.
With the addition of Isaiah Simmons, and how can we forget about Nook? They're going to be a better team. Kingsbury got some offensive linemen to help out Kyler Murray, so that way he's not running for his life or running from 2 guys with a shotgun, if you will, from Brunswick. Arizona was able to score points. They weren't on the bottom of the barrel of the division when it came to points. They just needed protection and a little bit of defense. Now, San Francisco, all in all, is the best team in this division. I'm not going to argue against that. I'll agree with that. But the division has a funny way of treating each other. Because if you look back, Arizona defeated San Francisco not once but twice. 2 years ago, Arizona beat Seattle. Last year, the Rams weren't that good against Arizona. So we shouldn't sleep on Arizona anymore. Now, San Francisco, of course, is the class of the division. I personally, I have them finishing 12-4. They're the leaders in this division.
Okay. 12-4, looking at everything, I am inclined to agree with you, especially because of the shakeup that is the AFC East, which is one of the 2 divisions that they play. And then, of course, they play the NFC East. So that's why I'm saying to you, I will agree with you at that 12-4 spot. But you made a very valid point, which was one that I was going to bring up. So, of course, great minds think alike. Arizona's on that up-and-coming rise. I could really see Arizona beating San Francisco both times this year. Week 1 and then again week 16, 2 days after Christmas. Now, where they have to go and face Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Brees back to back to back before they get to their bye, I think we're really going to see how good, if not borderline great, Jimmy G could potentially be, especially going up against not only a divisional opponent, but in 3 future Hall of Famers. So for that reason, I'll look at San Francisco and say, you know what? I'll go 11-5 with you. I'll go 11-5. I'm not going to go 12-4 because I just feel like, especially like you said, in this division, a lot of talent, a lot of shakeup. Arizona's on that upward trajectory. So I'm gonna say 11-5 with San Francisco because I feel like Arizona might get them twice. Now, let's talk about the Cardinals. First off, man, they brought in D-Hop, Nook, as you call him. And, bruh, I'm looking at this depth chart right here, right now. Can I tell you?
It's disgusting.
It's
disgusting.
Ridiculous, man. And I'm seriously saying to myself, Arizona, with their schedule, I mean, the first game's going to set the tone. You have to go to San Fran and beat Jimmy G in his house. That being said, then you've got the Redskins, the Lions, the Panthers, the Jets. Bro, that's 4 wins right there. So even
Ding,
if
ding,
you
ding.
lose to San Fran, you still 4-1 before you get to the Cowboys. Bye
That's right.
weeks right there in the middle at week 8. You got the Dolphins, the Bills, you got the Patriots. Oh, you know what? I don't want to gloss over this team, nor do I want to put them on such a high pedestal. But 10-6 just looks real good, man.
Bro, they go 4-1 in their first 5.
Okay.
They go 4-1 in their next 5. And then they lose 2 of their last 6 games. I see them going maybe 11-5, 10-6. San Fran gets them once. They probably split with Seattle. They sweep the Rams. Never mind the Rams. They have a very big showdown against Dallas. Now, when they were a member of the NFC East, they were Dallas's redheaded stepchild. But I'm thinking with Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, Nook, that homeboy in the back, Kenyon Drake, that actually remembered how to run now that he got out of Miami, and the additions they got, not to forget about Eno Benjamin. Pick him up. He's going to be fantasy gold late in the season. Kyler Murray is in my top 5. Yeah, you heard me right. Top 5 in quarterbacks to have this year. I like Arizona as a wild card team. Don't sleep on these birds. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
10-6.
You're gonna go 10-6, so we're gonna agree on that one because that's how I feel. I feel like 10-6. But now, speaking of them birds, man, we gotta show love and pay homage to Russell Wilson, because this brother being, 5, 10, and 3/4 has continually found a way to continually keep the Seattle Seahawks not only in games, taking them to the playoffs, working with pretty much. I mean, right now he's got Tyler Lockett, who was a huge help with me. He's got DK Metcalf. They got Dwayne Brown. If they just put that offensive line together, Seattle's a stud for sure. Again, looking at this, you start with Atlanta, you start with the Patriots, and then you've got Dallas and you've got Miami. Bruh, I'm saying 4-0 for that team.
I'm not. You got to think they're on the road, bro. West Coast teams don't
2 out of
do
4.
good in East.
2 out of 4. I'll tell you right now, they're going to beat up Atlanta week 1, and then they're going to beat Miami. So you're home for the Patriots without Tom Brady. And Dallas, okay, Dallas, I might give you that one. So 3-1. But then you got the Vikings, and that's back at the 12 on Sunday night. And we know the 12 on Sunday night, CenturyLink Stadium, whether they packed or not, is going to be ruckus. The problem that I have with Seattle is their bye week for me is a little too early. It's week 6.
Week 6.
Yeah, and then their injuries sometimes can happen, and then they on that stretch. So as much as I love Seattle, and believe me, I do, I have got to say this year they may only go 8-8, and that's only because Arizona got better, and San Fran is determined to hold on to that, divisional crown.
This is where we disagree.
Okay.
I got 9-7, almost 10-6 for the Seattle Seahawks. The beginning of the schedule is butter on bread with the Dallas, which could go either way.
Right.
That division is nasty towards each other. San Fran twice, Arizona twice, and just because they can beat the Rams doesn't mean they're going to beat the Rams. The first time they faced the Rams last year, it came down to a kick. Second time they faced the Rams beat them like a stolen package. So don't sleep about their losses inside of the division. Plus, that game they got against Buffalo, that is not a gimme. That is not a gimme.
Oh,
That's definitely huge.
Yes, I definitely see that Buffalo game as a loss. There's no question about that. But here's a game I want you to really keep your eye on. And I say this because not only when it happens, but it's just one of those things where the unexpected may just become reality. December 13th, they play the Jets. Something in my brain, Alex, is telling me it's going to be a game that they just think they can gloss over, and karma's going to bite them in the backside.
West Coast teams don't do good in the Eastern time zone.
But
Now,
no.
Russell Wilson's
The Jets are
that's in the
actually
league.
coming. The
It's
Jets
in
are
the
coming
league.
to Seattle.
Yes,
So,
but everybody's sleeping on the Jets like they're, cupcakes. And don't get me wrong, you look at them with Adam Gase, I'm not scared of them boys, but you're absolutely right. I think the Jets take a little bit of a step up. Denzel Mims is an end zone threat. If you didn't already know this, I think Le'Veon Bell might have to run because old man Frank Gore might try to take his job.
oh, Mr. Consistency?
Mr.
No
Consistent.
question. Oh, yeah, no question about it. So what are you saying for Seattle? You got it
9-7.
9-7.
Ever since Russell Wilson's been there, they haven't had a losing record.
Right.
I see the trend going. Now, since the time that Russell's been there, they've only missed the playoffs once.
Mm-hmm.
Russell's got better numbers than Aaron Rodgers. As far as I'm concerned, he's arguably the best NFC quarterback. The problem, the defense is starting to get a little bit shaky, and that offensive line is cardboard.
Yeah.
They have not invested in a good offensive line.
Well, that leaves the Rams, and I'm really curious to see what you think about the Rams, because you've already called them, I'll be politically correct and call them cellar dwellers, if you will. But what are your thoughts on the Rams this year, man?
They are the most respectful cellar dwellers in any division. The NFC West is bar none the toughest division in football. Want to argue with me? Don't believe me? Who was in the Super Bowl last year? Wait a minute. Who was in the Super Bowl the year before that?
Philadelphia.
Wait a minute. Who was in the Super Bowl 2 years before that?
The Rams.
San Francisco.
Well, San Francisco was this past year.
And then it was the Rams.
Then it was the Rams.
And then go back 2 years from that, and it was San Francisco against Baltimore. And then you go 2 years before that, and it was Seattle twice. And then if you start the millennium decade of 2010, it was the Arizona Cardinals.
Damn.
I digress.
Yeah. Okay.
No more Brandon Cooks. No more donated knees from Todd Gurley. They're still going to be able to put up points. Don't sleep on Malcolm Brown or Harrelson. I believe Harrelson, who's also from Memphis, who's a Tennessee running back, is going to separate himself from Malcolm Brown. They have plenty of weapons on offense, and Jared Goff did get that bag. So let's not say that they're going to be 5-11, 6-10. No. They're going to be the most respectful 7-9 team you've ever seen.
See, I can't give it to them. I just can't. I can't give it to them for the simple fact that the one name that you actually did forget to mention was Aaron Donald. You have one of the best, if not the best, defensive guy out there, and he's on your squad. He is the reason why the LA Rams have been in contention all of last season. Now, granted, they also had Ndamukong Suh, but I'm telling you right now, Aaron Donald, all praise goes to that man. Jared Goff is where I have my concern, and the fact that you did lose Brandon Cooks. Now, listen, if your safety blanket, Cooper Kupp, can stay healthy, bruh, yeah, most respectable 7-9. But I can't get behind it right now. Looking at this schedule, I see the 49ers snatching one from them. I know the Bears snatching one from them. In the division, I really only see them going maybe 2-4. They'll pull one out against the Jets. And I hope and wish and pray that come Sunday night, September 13th, they take one from Dallas to start the season.
Wishful thinking.
I know, but that's just me being me. So that's why I say to you, where you go 7-9, I have to go 6-10. Because I just cannot get behind this team. Now, I hope that after week 5 and week 6, because they've played the entire NFC East within the first 5 weeks.
That's murder. That's murder.
And you already know, whether you want to call us the least or the beast, when you play Philly, Dallas, New York, the Giants, and Washington, within the first 5 weeks of the season, bro, you getting beat up. You getting toe up from the floor up. You're waking up asking yourself, what city am I in? So
see, here's what's funny. everybody in the NFC East, which we'll get to in another day,
Yes.
they attack you different ways. Dallas is going to be an aerial attack, and then Zeke is running down your throat. Philadelphia, dink and dunk, cover the tight end, then they're going to take shots deep while they're trying to hit your quarterback with the front four. Washington is a plethora of ways. Are they going to run it on you? Are they going to throw it on you? And they're going to attack you like San Francisco inside of the division. And then you got Giants, Saquon. What you going to do?
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree with you. The Rams, they got a murderous section. But they don't have to deal with concussion man anymore because Brandon Cooks is now in Houston. They need someone to step up. It might have to be Josh Reynolds. But Cooper Kupp, if healthy, I love Cooper Kupp this year.
So do I. But his health is what concerns me. What about Chandler Brewer? What about him stepping up into that role?
First, you need to get playing time. Can you beat out Josh Reynolds? Second, do you know the playbook? This whole COVID thing's messed up a couple of things. I love his potential, but you got to see the field.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so really quick to recap, you've got San Francisco at 12-4, Arizona at 10-6, the Rams at 7-9, and Seattle at 8-8. I have got San Fran at 11-5, Arizona also at 10-6, the Rams at a 6-10, and Seattle with a 9-7 record. So based on our analysis, we're saying that San Fran is going to win that division, and Arizona is going to be one of the teams possibly getting in at that wild card spot. Hey, folks, this has been great. Alex and I are going to be back tomorrow. We're going to do the NFC North, I believe. Yes, NFC North tomorrow. Fancy and Flavors, Florida Sun Review, Buck Report contributor, my man, Mr. Alex Fleming, and your man, Eric Wilson. We will talk to you guys on Monday.